like a person that you become closer to, or like an object that you suddenly take a liking to and you can't really imagine your life without it. And then you realize that you're gonna have to let it go. And the reason why I'm talking like this is because I just recently got home on Sunday from Dromgold's Pens in Houston, and they sent me home with this. Yeah. This is the David Oscarson Sea Turtles fountain pen. Yeah, it's from his sea turtle collection, and it actually comes in different colors. I think there's like a black one, and anyway, this pen is a big deal. This is a pen that I would never be able to invest in. I'm really not at that level of collector, but some people are. But it is a treat for me to be able to bring this home and show it to you. And the reason for that is this pen runs $5,800. And the reason why this pen is so expensive is because of the materials it is made out of. This isn't your typical pen that's made from just a random metal, or, you know, the varnish is generic. No, this pen is, all this metal you're seeing here, sterling silver. It's all sterling silver. He doesn't use any type of generic metal, whatever. So there's that. And the material, the images, the illustrations, the textures, this isn't just painted on. I mean, these are actual textures in the pen that has like a clear coat varnish, or I'm sorry, I don't know all of the special words to describe this. But I mean, it's extra special. It really is. And it's weighty. I mean, it's really weighty. Okay. So the thing is that these pens are also extremely limited. This pen has only 88 pieces. So that's how limited it is. So these truly are David Oscarson pens. All of his lines are extremely limited editions. And I mean, I got to meet David last month at the San Antonio Pen Show. What a great guy, full of knowledge. And it's really cool because all of his pens have so much meaning behind them, such as the sea turtles. You know, he talks about the sea turtles because they play a vital role in the health of the oceans. And, you know, I'm not going to go into the whole story regarding the sea turtles because I don't want to bore you to tears, but there are places you can go to find out more information about this. Another thing is that this pen is so exclusive that it even appeared on the cover of Pen World. Yeah, Pen World. It's kind of a deal. It even has the ad on the back. So this is the August 2020 issue. So there's like an article in there, you know, about the creativity of David Oscarson. And it really is, like, his pens have there's just so much meaning behind them. It's crazy. So here's David with his family. They're all nice and tan. I don't tan, so. You know, a picture of David with his family at the ocean. And so yeah, that's what they're doing. And so I want to show you the sea turtle pen comes with all the colors it does come in. So I do have this one, which is, the color is, what is this color? White. So I have the white enamel one, but look, it also comes in, you know, blue, green, black, a different white version with blue turtles. It comes in so many versions, and again, it's like so limited, 88 pieces per pen. But I mean, this dude like creates so many different types of pens. So it's really exciting, you know, when I got to come home with this. I do have to send it back, and I'm not even gonna ink it. I'm gonna dip the nib into some ink and then clean it afterwards, just so I can see how the nib writes. Because of course, this pen comes with a gold nib. I mean, wouldn't that be disappointing if like all this buildup, it's all sterling silver, has an enamel finish, you know, all this, and then I say, oh, by the way, it's got a steel nib. Actually, that would be so hilarious. Okay, so let's just take a look at the different parts of this pen just to examine the details and enjoy the details. So here we go. Let's start with the clip of the pen, which looks like a piece of coral. I think that's really cool. So this isn't gold, from what it's gold over silver. So let's see. I mean, you know, it's not like this is a pen you'll be carrying around on a daily basis. I mean, could you totally, this is my EDC. I like to carry around a $5,800 pen to, you know, just to sign checks or whatever. I mean, I guess if I was like someone like Bill Gates or Elon Musk, yeah, I'd carry this pen around because I could afford like 500 of them, probably more. But so anyway, let's get away from that because, okay, because those guys are they're like beyond rich, right? So, okay, let's pay attention. Let's focus on the pen. Okay, I'm focusing on the pen. Okay, so now there are Japanese characters around the bottom of the clip. I have no idea what it says. There's even one on the finial and at the end of the barrel. I'm gonna imagine that it says like sea turtles are cool. So I'm just gonna go with that. Let's look at the turtles themselves. All right, so, and you'll get a better version of this. I'm gonna do a close-up before I dip the nib into the ink to do a little writing sample with it. So this is gonna be our typical inking portion of the video, just so you know. Okay, so we've done the clip, the cap. So look at the sea turtle action. I kind of, you know, sea turtles, I dig them. You know, we even got like a fish right here. But what I'm really like enthusiastic about or excited about is just the textures that make up the space around the fish, this little school of fish, and the turtles. It really gives you the sense of water with all the waves and the textures, and there's a lot of motion in the ocean. That was so cheesy, but awesome. You're welcome. Now looking at the section, so the section even it takes that same shapes from the turtle shells and is applied to the section. Now, one thing that I was a little I guess I was a little surprised at, and I guess it would be hard to do that with this pen, is that this pen is not a piston filler. And I would think a pen at $5,800, you know, I automatically think it's probably a piston filler, but this one isn't. This one's actually a cartridge converter. I'm not sure what, it looks like it's an international standard cartridge that would fit in here. I haven't tested that out because I'm not gonna go dig around for a cartridge. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna go dig around for a converter. So maybe I'm lazy, who cares? So I like the nib. I think the nib is really nice and classy, and it goes very nicely with the rest of the pen. I believe all the nibs of David Oscarson pens look like this. And I noticed his logo has his initials, it's D-O. I think of when I met David Oscarson, he's a guy he's got a lot of charisma, a lot of energy. He's just a guy, he's kind of like the guy, it's like, I don't know how to explain this without it sounding kind of weird and creepy, but like when the man walks in the room, there's like a presence that comes in along with him. You know, it's like, you know, when David's in the room. And it might be because, you know, he has a really great personality. He's very friendly. And he's very chill at the same time, which is really cool. And just really so nice, really nice. And so his initials are D-O. And so I think of David, it's like, do, you know, like he just does. And I would be really interested to know his story, you know, how he got started on manufacturing his own line of pens and all that. I think it would be really fascinating. And what he did before all of this. So these pens aren't intended to post at all. I could imagine if it did post, gosh, it would be such a heavy pen. Well, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take this nib and dip it into some ink. I chose to dip it in the Sailor Shikiori. I hope I'm saying that right, Shikiori, a Japanese ink to go with some Japanese characters on this fancy pen. And I will be filling it with a Tokiwa Matsu. Thank you so much for joining me at this look at the David Oscarson Sea Turtles Limited Edition fountain pen. If you've never heard of David Oscarson before, now you have. You're welcome. But I do encourage you to get out there, look online at his pens. You know, even though the price tag is something that a lot of us could not fathom spending on such a luxury, take a look at his work and just appreciate it, because really his pens are works of art in fine materials. And I can really respect and appreciate that, because it's just like when you go to the museum and you look at a bunch of paintings by Monet or Rubens or Rembrandt. I mean, you can appreciate everything that goes into those paintings, even though you can't take it home, right? The same thing goes with a David Oscarson pen. We can't necessarily have it, but we can admire it and appreciate the work that David puts into his pens. And that is something I think is really cool. And it writes all right too. So, I mean, that's also an added bonus, right? A nib that writes good. So anyway, I couldn't tell you how the ink flow is or anything like that, but I'd have to say that I am quite happy with the way it performs. And I guess the next thing I'm gonna do is wrap it back in bubble wrap and send it back to Dronkles, because I don't know, I just, I get sad thinking of the moment we're gonna have to part ways. But we got to hang out, so that's kind of cool. That's all I've got. And that's how the ink flows.